Hello everyone, it's Sword Guardian here. In this how to play video I'm going to take a look at the Evolve Shaman. Evolve Shaman is one of the hottest decks right now. It's a deck that many known players have played to Legend recently. Very powerful. This is really a deck with 1 million win conditions. Because the deck is running 2 copies of Bloodlust, so any minions on the board are always a threat. That's what token part about the deck is really about. But in addition to this Bloodlust, there's this incredibly powerful combo of Double Gangster and Evolve. So you can drop Double Gangster on turn 6 together with Evolve and get 3/6 drops, and those can be immensely powerful. Then you also have Stonehill Defender, so you can discover new minions. Stonehill Defender is also a good Evolve target because it becomes a 4-drop, and this native stat line is way below the 3-drop average, so it becomes considerably more powerful. Then you have a bunch of Jades coming from the Jade Claws, from the Jade Lightnings, from Aya, and also things from below for those tempo swings. Some really powerful stuff in this deck. So if you look at the mulligans, what do you want to keep when you're playing this deck? You generally always want to keep the Bloodseeker, and you want to keep the Firefly, and you want to keep the Jade Claws. This is a board-centric deck. Without the board you cannot do anything, so you have to get on the board early and you have to fight for that board because you have very limited comeback mechanics. Basically, the only comeback mechanic you have if you don't have the board at all is to go with Devolve and Maelstrom Portal, and that's not the greatest thing to do. But keeping Bloodseeker, keeping Firefly, keeping Jade Claws. If you're facing Pirates, you want to keep the Maelstrom Portal. If you're facing any deck that cannot deal the 3 damage very easily, you want to keep the Primal Fin Totem. Getting that out, starting to get those 1/1 Murlocs out, that's really awesome. So the most common way you win is through some kind of a Bloodlust play or the Double Gangster Evolve combo. But there's some things you should know about playing this deck. Evolve and Devolve are very powerful cards, so Devolve is the main way that you can come back if you have a little bit weak board than the opponent. It usually doesn't help if you lose the whole board entirely. But if you're weaker on the board, then Devolve makes your opponent's minions weaker. It removes the Pirate synergies, it removes Murloc synergies. It removes buffs against an Aggro Druid, for example, and you can also use it to remove taunts from the way. So even though it's mostly useless against the Quest Rogue, for example, because even if you devolve their minions, they still become 5/5s. But if they have taunts on the way and you want to push for lethal, then you can devolve their board. It usually removes all the taunts, and then you can push face instead. And also there's Evolve, so naturally you would be inclined to save Evolve to go with the Double Gangster. Extremely powerful play. But actually in many cases it can also be right to play Evolve even without the Double Gangster. Quest Rogue is perhaps the key matchup where you do that. You get a bunch of 1-drops, maybe some 2-drops, you play Evolve on them, you get 2 and 3-drops, you get a bit more powerful board so that you can push face damage faster and ideally finish them on 5 with the Bloodlust. And also a couple of words maybe about the Mana Tide Totem. Mana Tide Totem can really snowball games, so if you ever have an opportunity to play Mana Tide Totem on a board where the opponent cannot immediately challenge it, it's usually the right thing to do so. Then you can just snowball from that, gain so many cards and therefore gain the advantage. And Thing from Below is also a really good card in this deck because you're going to play a lot of totems. You're going to hero power in order to get tokens up so that you have stuff to play with Bloodlust. You're going to play Flame Tongue Totem, you're going to play Primal Fin, you're going to play Mana Tide. These Things from Below are going to get really cheap. And if you ever get a chance to pick up more Things from Below from Stonehill Defender, you generally want to do that, because that's really powerful. But let's go take a look at some gameplay with this deck, see what it actually plays like. And remember, if you enjoyed this content, then like this video and subscribe to my channel. And let's take a look at that gameplay. But now, facing a Paladin who didn't have a turn 1 play, means that I'm going to coin out the Primal Fin Totem here. So is he going to have a weapon for next turn? I mean, I could clean up the Hydrologist. He could also have buff Murloc. That would enable him to kill the Primal Fin Totem. If I don't play around him having a weapon for next turn, I can kill the Hydrologist with the Bloodseeker. I actually think I'm going to go for that. I think him having a buff Murloc is more likely than him having a Rallying Blade in that hand of his. So we go with the anti-Murloc play instead of the anti-Rallying Blade play. He had the Rallying Blade. It was unlikely. But of course it was always possible. But we still have the Stonehill Defender, so it's not that big of a deal. Terrible selection, but it has to be the Hot Spring Guardian here. Alright. Let's see. Bright side is that this one doesn't trade here, so he would also have to have a Consecration for this turn in order to make this a good turn. Let's see if he has a Consecration. He does have a Consecration as well. Well, that's a pretty good hand. That's a pretty good hand indeed. I probably have to play the Flame Elemental, Hot Spring Guardian or Hero Power. I can play the Hero Power here. That gives me more ways to play next turn. He doesn't have a weapon anymore, so I can play Flame Tongue Totem into Thing from Below if I want. Okay, so Getaway Kodo. What is that going to be? Now this is a sort of Control Paladin that has now been established. Could be Getaway Kodo, could be Redemption. You can have a couple of 2/2s if I go with the Flame Tongue Totem here. But I think I always go with the Flame Tongue Totem here anyway. Could be a Noble Sacrifice. That's unlikely. Could have been a Repentance, but that's also unlikely. Getaway Kodo or Redemption are the likely ones. Redemption was the stronger of the two. He had that, which is pretty good for him. Now I can either play a Thing from Below. I think I will play a Thing from Below on this board. Because the minions he has on the board do not answer the Thing from Below. Also, even if he plays an Alder, these would still die. But he can have a Spikerid Steed, which will let him answer that. Do I go for the Doppelgangster Evolve play? I could go for the Doppelgangster play. Or I can go for Mana Tide Hot Spring Guardian. I think I'll go for Mana Tide Hot Spring Guardian here. I don't give up this easily on these, so now he would need to have a true silver champion to push through the Hot Spring Guardian in order to get to the Flame Tongue Totem. I just want to get rid of the Death Rattle minion here. I don't like him having that Death Rattle available. Well, he could have a second Spikerid Steed, but that's very unlikely. He used a Consecration, but he has not used an Equality or Pyro. So there are some risks involved in going for a Doppelganger. He has a second Spikerid Steed. Now that's interesting. Well, now the Mana Tide is going to die anyway next turn. Do I play an Aya here? Or just Doppelgangster Evolve? I will evolve a couple of pretty good minions into something else, but they are as good as dead anyway next turn. I guess I'm on the Evolve plan here. Let's try this. The Reckless Rocketeers just has to hit in. Alright, let's see if we can do this like this. So now he needs to have an Equality in order to have a good clear. He can have Aldors. He can have Primordial Drake. I still have the second Doppelgangster in hand. 4 mana 7/7. Yeah, that was a pretty good high roll from the Mana Tide. I did sacrifice one card in order to get that, but luckily I was at least slightly rewarded. We're about to find out. Do you still have everything you can dream of? Well, it certainly looks like he does. He still has everything he can dream about. And with the Doomsayer to boot. So I have to ensure that the death rattle doesn't remain. But that's pretty much it what I can do. I can open the roll of Totem. I have the option to play Stonehill Defender. But I think I won't take that option here. I will play Stonehill Defender together with Aya next turn, because that lines up nicely with 9 mana. Interesting choice with the Pyromancer. Well, there's another Doppelgangster Evolve play available. But I think I will try with the Aya play first. And then go Doppelgangster Evolve after the Aya. Is it thing from below time? I guess it is. But this turn we're going Aya. Even though this 1/1 can die if he plays a spell. But both Spikerid Steeds have been spent. That's interesting. Now can I find a Devolve somehow? Finding Devolve would be huge. He just needs to trade away. Is that the play he's making? So now he has no Pyromancer available here. Life is getting more and more interesting. So we hit here to pop the Divine Shield. 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. Alright, we're all in at this point. We're so all in here. I won't evolve a Totem, because evolving a Totem gives a possibility of getting a Doomsayer from that. So instead I will evolve this board and then I will roll a Totem. And he has already spent a Pyromancer, he has spent Consecration, he has spent an Equality. The probability that he has another Equality in hand when he still has 16 cards in the deck is very, very small. So this one should be game. But let's see. There's still some ways he might be able to do things here. That does not indicate an Equality play though. He goes up to 21, but I have Bloodlust. All right. Phew. What kind of mage? It's going to be Coin Arcanologist. Matsuki, what's your opinion on Burn Mage OG? Burn Mage is very strong. Very, very strong. If I play the Maelstrom Portal, I kill the Mana Worm. Now let's play the Maelstrom Portal. I had the option to just devolve. Devolve would have made it a Wisp, so it would have been guaranteed 1/1. I would have a 1/1 on the board. I was contemplating which one is the more valuable, Devolve or the Maelstrom Portal. So which one do I want to play? And I'm still not sure which one was the right play. Oh, such terrible options. So I'll get the Hotspring Guardian. Let's see. Poor. Yeah, or I mean, I had to craft a Twilight's Hammer. I only had one copy. I had to craft another one to play Granich's deck. But I was dedicated. I spent that 400 dust. I went ahead and I spent that dust. Let's see if that's entity. Not an entity. So it can be counter spell, it can be ice block, it can be spellbender. Now I know it's not an entity and it is not a barrier. But Medius Valet is going to come down here, most likely. Not Medius Valet yet. Okay. Ah, it is Medius Valet. I actually didn't send my secret hammer because I wanted to be a Control Paladin player. Oh, poor you. Let's Stonehill defend some more. Sogot is kind of okay. I guess I have some plays that I can make in the next few turns, so I might just as well pick Sogot here. And I'll probably spend a 1/1 to kill this minion, which will preserve all the board that's safe from pings. Oh, Primordial Glyph, extra Primordial Glyph. That's the kind of stuff you never want to see. That's just the sort of stuff you never want to be seeing. This thing from below time. And just keep hitting face here. Let's try to deal some damage, but I'm dealing damage quite slowly right now. That's not great. Positioning plays around Meteor very well. I'm gonna have a Fireball, sure. Next turn he can already play a Violence Portal. There's a Doppelgangster but no Evolve. Next turn he could also play a Flame Strike, if he happens to be a Burn Mage, and I still don't know if he's a Burn Mage or not. So that's a little bit problematic. Not knowing what he is exactly. I'll still play a thing from below here. Violence Portal punishes. Well, Violence Portal punishes. Now I played around Flame Strike as best as I can, but not around Violence Portal. Double Apprentices. Now that's interesting. What does he have coming up from those? That's some interesting moves right here. Okay, assuming that's a counter spell, do I try to devolve first, or do I try to Jade Lightning first? If devolve goes into a counter spell, I can only kill one apprentice. If Jade Lightning goes into a counter spell, I give him some... Actually, these are not going to be devolvable. Mirror images don't devolve. Oh man. But if it's Spellbender, I probably need to Jade Lightning first. So even if it's counter spell, these ones are not going anywhere. But both of the apprentices will devolve into something else. So I get rid of the apprentices at least. So I believe this line of play was better. Because I wanted to deny the cheap spells from him. If I played it the other way around, he would have had one apprentice surviving, no matter what. Of course I am in, but now I know he's a secret mage. So that's an upside. Because now I know he doesn't have AoE. Now that can be another counter spell because it came from his hand with the Kirinto Mage. It can also be a... So let me see. I could totem up. Then I can't play the Hot Spring Guardian. Or I can play Firefly Doppelgangster Hot Spring Guardian. That's 5 more minions on the board. That's acceptable. Let's play Firefly first in case it happens to be a mirror entity despite everything. But it's not. And then I'll play the double this one, and it's probably a counter spell, so any attempts to play Evolve would probably be met with a counter spell. So I can just play 5 mana to get 6/6 stats on the board, right here, right now, to start contesting what he has. There's no AoE in that deck, so unless he's able to find some AoE. That's interesting. That was very interesting. He was surprisingly scared about this. But he can still push through the Sogoth. That's annoying. He can still push through the Sogoth because he has these and 2 more spells. Means that Sogoth can die. Do I still play the Sogoth this turn? It will likely take him both of these minions to get through that. Same cannot be said about anything else I have. So let's play Sogoth. Medius Valet and this one is not enough. That's just 8 damage. And he cannot ping the Sogoth. He doesn't have any AoE. Oh, but that Antonidas. That's a big deal. That's a really big deal. Because I don't have anything to remove the Antonidas with. Now he gets to kill. How good is this matchup, by the way? This is a pretty good matchup. I can kill the Antonidas. Leave with just 1 fireball. Wow. The power of the top deck. That's a quality top deck right there. Leaving him with just 1 fireball. Well, I have to play everything out here. Alright, now he has 1 fireball, 1 card that I don't know what it is, and the top deck. Alright, it's Yogg-Saron, which kills itself. Excellent. But I think he still has the counter spell. But it's lethal if that's not a counter spell. So let's check whether it is. I mean, I still have plenty of damage here. Even after losing that one. He's at 2, he needs to be cleaning up a lot of stuff. He needs to clean all these 4 minions. He might be able to do that with that Primordial Glyph top deck. If he top decks AoE, then he's actually able to survive. Alright, now he has to hit exactly these 3 minions. He got 2 out of 3, but that was not enough. So I'm making the assumption. It is very common in this turn that we lose kind of a lot early on and then the win streak begins. Or that's confirmation bias. That's just... Oh, this is Jade Druid then. We'll see. I mean, you have seen that happen sometimes, and it's just something that sticks to mind better than simply seeing wins. Jade Druid or not a Jade Druid? How can you even tell? I think I will make the trade here. Do I coin out a Flame Elemental? Then I will have 2 mana next turn. If I don't, I can play Maelstrom Portal, Bloodsail Corsair next turn. Yeah, I don't spend the coin. Thinking we're gonna shoot this place up, boys. Alright. What? Why would you do that? I can't say that it did at least 10 streams already. Well... It definitely did not happen when I was playing Evolve Shaman in Legend. I guess the coin Flame Elemental is fine here. And I am not a huge fan of making jokes about terrorist attacks. Well, that was pretty powerful. That's a 5/7. So 3, 6. I have to sacrifice the Primal Fin Totem if I want to kill it. Man, that was a powerful turn. So it's going to be Bloodseer Courser, Flame Tongue Totem, Patches coming out. I sacrificed most of my board and I killed that one. But that was a double innervate turn, so I think that's just the way it goes. What if he has living mana? Well, living mana is always a problem. Hurts a little bit, but I think I needed to do this. Tom90548, hi. Intuitive Hydra. I probably want to play the thing from below. That's going to deal 7 to the Hydra. Does he have a way to remove this one or to remove the Flame Tongue Totem? He might if he has a swipe. Now if he has a swipe, then there's nothing I can do really. Trading this one in, even if he has a swipe, then I can Jade Lightning Maelstrom Portal the Hydra down. That's the safest play. I need to trade in that one. Because this one plays around swipe hero power in the thing from below. Which is otherwise the worst case scenario that can happen. He took the swipe. But is the Hydra going to trade away the Flame Tongue Totem? Well, it might. It does. So Jade Lightning Maelstrom Portal kills the Hydra. Can he heal the Hydra? If he has another Mark of Yashurash. But if I use the Maelstrom Portal and he has more minions, then that might also be pretty bad. Do I just try to roll? If I roll Spell Power Totem, which is a 25% chance, I can kill the Hydra. I'll try with the Jade Lightning alone first. I'll try with this. Because now he cannot hero power down to 2/2. If he has just a simple buff for the Hydra, getting it to 2 health, that's not quite enough now, is it? And this still saves the Maelstrom Portal, so I have a potential answer to a living mana board. Okay, now I need to roll the Spell Power Totem. Another try, another fail. Now this is annoying. Does this mean that I lose the game? Because I have to kill the Hydra anyway. What if I just kill the Hydra and leave him with this 12 on board? If he has a Mark of the Lotus, that's going to be 15 coming to face. 16 coming to face. No, 15 coming to face. And I will lose the game. I believe this is still the best play I can do. I will try to roll the Spell Power Totem for the 3rd time next turn. I mean, all I need to do is roll Spell Power Totem once. That's enough. Oh, he had Mark of the Lotus. This was a loss no matter what, because there's no way for me to beat Mark of the Lotus. Well, there is a Maelstrom Portal top deck, because he's 1 off now, right? And then I need to roll the... Now I need to roll the Spell Power Totem. So 1 in 4. I don't get it. That's a loss. And low rolling still wins half. So, yeah. Probably another quest rogue. Alright. Let's Primal Fin. Choosing the dagger, pretty surprising, I would say. I think I'll just double Firefly here. Gen 3 will be a little bit weak, but this will give a lot of fodder for the Flame Tongue Totem, potentially. He really doesn't like that one. So Patches and Flame Tongue Totem. Value trade, trade. I think that's the play. Patches and Evolve. Can Patches and Evolve ever be the play? All of these will become 1/1s. Now Patches and Flame Tongue Totem is just better. So trade there. I'll just trade away all of this now. Let's see about this. Because this denied 2 chargers are now gone, which is awesome. 2 chargers are gone. When Firefly is gone, it cannot be bounced back. I have answers to any bounce effects. I even have a Jade Lightning in hand. That was a surprising play. So what is the correct answer here? Hero Power, another Flame Tongue Totem. Trade with this one. Go face with the other Flame Tongue Totem. I think that looks pretty good. So we take the trade with this one. Now play another Flame Tongue Totem so I can hit face. This looks like my average draw as a quest rogue, right? But now he found the Novice Engineer. He's all fine. Anyone who finds the Novice Engineer is all fine. Oh, and the Igneous Elemental as well, so... Now he has just so many things going for him. So I need to devolve the Igneous Elemental, so he doesn't get more Flame Elementals in hand. This becomes a 1-drop, so it's better to trade away this one first. Let's trade that one away first. Then it's time to devolve, to deny those Flame Elementals. And he gets a Nat Pagal. That is interesting. Do I let him draw more cards? 4 damage to face or prevent card draw. It's a 50% chance. It has to be 4 damage to face. He doesn't always get a card even from Nat, so I think I just have to push damage here. So he will get the quest next turn from this one. Okay, that's a little bit annoying. So I would have to clear the board. Jade Claws. Or I can push 10 to face, but then he will have so many 5/5s. I have to let him have just 2 5/5s. Hit. Hit, hit. So Jade Claws. Kill the taunt. I need to kill the Igneous Elemental too, right? Yeah, that was the play. Took me a little while to figure that out, but that was the play. That cleared the entire board, left most of my minions alive. That was the best I could do there. Him having a backstab is a good bonus for him. He can play the 2 Flame Elementals and the quest if he likes. Oh, he has another Igneous Elemental. Oh. Well, that's annoying. Because you could also use the Igneous Elemental to kill the Flame Tongue Totem. He can't use it to kill the Flame Tongue Totem, otherwise... If he uses it to kill the Flame Tongue Totem, it doesn't die and he doesn't complete the quest, right? If he kills the Flame Tongue, he doesn't complete the quest. Does there a way to make it a 5/5? Still no Bloodlust. I need to take the value trades here. Play Aya, hit face. How about killing both 1/2s and Aya? Yes, OR. I believe that is the correct play here. Because now he cannot take the value trade on the Flame Tongue Totem with the Igneous Elemental if he wants to complete the quest. He can take the value trade, but then the quest is uncompleted. Okay, well if he does this, then he cannot play the quest unless he has a prep in hand. He completes the quest. 8, 9, 10, 11. And there's Bloodlust. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Him denying that value trade on the Flame Tongue Totem was very good. And hey, I'm back to finding my Bloodlust. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.